Welcome everyone, Gamer King Tar Heel here, and welcome to my Remix Top 5 PlayStation Vita launch games. The Vita launch had quite a launch lineup. There was actually a lot of really quality titles. There weren't too many top-heavy titles that were must-have titles, but if you're just getting a Vita, or if you've played Uncharted and you're looking for what else to play, there's a lot of really quality titles out there. So I thought I would do my top 5 Vita launch titles. So let's get started. Coming in at number 5 on the list is Luminous Electronic Symphony. This is a block-style Tetris-like puzzle game set to rhythmic techno beats. That's one of the best games on the Vita. That's why it's number 5 on the list. It's quite addictive. It can take a long time to play, but it also has great pickup and playability. The only real issue with Luminous Electronic Symphony is the fact that it is a full $40, and that could be a bit much to play for a puzzle game. I have a hard time paying that much for a puzzle game, and there's so many other options for you. If you have an iOS device or you have an Android device, you can pick up Puzzle Fighter, Puzzle Quest, Bejeweled, and you can stream those while listening to Pandora, and for a fraction of the cost. So like literally 10% of the cost, you can get a relatively similar experience. So paying $40 for a puzzle game, that's a lot to ask, but overall though, I think if you do buy this game, it is going to be a game that you are going to be playing years down the line. It's not the kind of game that's going to get bored and you're going to trade in or something like that. It is a quality title and one I really enjoyed. Game number 4 on the list is a game that I would recommend to anyone who owns a PlayStation Vita. This is Tales from Space: Mutant Blobs Attack. This is a PlayStation only game, or PlayStation Network only game, excuse me, that you can get it and you can pick it up for only $7.99. It is a traditional 2D side-scrolling platformer, but it's got charm like you would not believe. It's charming, it's cute, and it's just a lot of fun to play, and it's actually quite challenging in the later levels as well. There's plenty of replayability, and there's leaderboards involved in it, and it's only $7.99. It's an absolute value. Again, if you own a PlayStation Vita, I don't care who you are, as long as you have the dexterity to play this game, I would recommend that you pick up Tales from Space: Mutant Blobs Attack. Game number 3 on the list is Ninja Gaiden Sigma Plus, and this is probably the hardest game to rate, only because it's I think it's the 4th remake of the actual game, but it's one of those games, if you have not played it, then it should probably be number 1 on your list. Many people say that this is the greatest action game ever made, and they're probably right. It's definitely right up there, but if you've played it before, you're not getting too much different here, so that's why I put it at number 3. It's still a solid title. It's still a really fun title to play on the road. There's tons of challenges. There's the ninja trials, as well as playing through the actual game. It is a difficult game, that's something to take into account, but it's a game that I would recommend to anyone who hasn't played it wholeheartedly. Number 2 on my list is Super Stardust Delta, which is a dual analog space shooter that is one of my favorite games. And it's also in the value category. You can pick it up for $9.99, or you can buy the bundle with the DLC for $15. And this game is just a colorful smorgasbord of colors. It's got a great difficulty curve. You can play on casual and just kind of have it going on in the background. You can crank up the difficulty and it'll take every little bit of your focus. It's got online leaderboards with your friends that are easily accessible. One of my favorite moments owning the Vita is spending my lunch break trying to beat my friend's score after he texted me that he had topped my score. It's just a great competitive game, one that I don't think anyone would be disappointed owning. And my number 1 Vita launch title game is Rayman Origins. This was absolutely a no-brainer. This list changed quite a bit, but this was number 1 from the very beginning. This is a game that I would only recommend to people who had played it before on the consoles, and judging by the sales number, that is not many of you. This was a game that was released back in October of 2011 during one of the busiest holiday gaming seasons we've ever had, and it kind of fell under the radar, but this is the chance for a lot of people who get a Vita to really experience a AAA platforming title. This to me represents what the Vita does well. It can take console quality gaming, the full game, just like the game on your PlayStation, and you can take it portable. It's an absolute blast. It's overflowing with charm, overflowing with humor. It's got great platforming all the way through. It's one of the best platformers of this generation. It looks great. It's a great showpiece for the Vita as well. I absolutely love this game, and this is number 1 on my list. And there was really no doubt about what was going to be number 1 on the list. If you had to ask me, did you pick this or Ninja Gaiden if you'd never played Ninja Gaiden? Probably Ninja Gaiden, but a majority of people out there have played Ninja Gaiden, and Rayman Origins is just a really, really quality title that I think everyone should experience if they own a Vita. Well, everyone, that is my list of the top 5 PlayStation Vita launch titles. This list changed quite a bit, so there's a lot of really quality titles out there. Uncharted was on this list at one point, Hot Shots Golf, FIFA Soccer, Marvel vs. Capcom, MLB The Show. They were all on the list at some point. They were all in consideration for the list. And I think that really shows the quality of depth that the PlayStation Vita launch really had. There's a lot of really quality titles. Yes, there aren't the, we must go out and buy the PlayStation Vita because of this title, but there's so much depth out there. There's a lot of really quality titles. You could easily, buy 10 games, which is, $300 or so, and, have quality titles all throughout them. So I really was impressed with the Vita launch. Hopefully there's a lot more exciting things to come and a lot more AAA titles to balance out the quality depth that's coming. So that's it for the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care. Have a good weekend. And hit that like button, hit that sub button, and leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your favorite games are. And that's it. Good night.